This video will cover the topic Pythagorean Theorem.
I've never heard of the Pythagorean Theorem. What do we use it for?
We can use the Pythagorean Theorem to find a missing side length in a right triangle. For example, say we're given the following right triangle. We know two of the side lengths, but we want to find the side length x. The Pythagorean Theorem states that if the legs of a right triangle have lengths a and b, and the hypotenuse has length c, then a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
How do I know which sides are the legs and which side is the hypotenuse?
The hypotenuse is the largest side in a right triangle and is always opposite the right angle. The other two sides of the triangle are referred to as the legs.
Okay, so in this example, the side with length 13 is the hypotenuse because it is opposite to the right angle, right?
That's right. And since the hypotenuse must be the largest side, we know that each leg must be smaller than 13. So when we solve for x, we know it must be less than 13. Let's begin by defining side lengths for a, b, and c.
Well, I remember that c corresponds to the hypotenuse, so c is equal to 13. But how do I know which leg corresponds to a and which leg corresponds to b?
Since a squared and b squared are both added together on the left side of our equation, it doesn't matter if we let a equal 9 and b equal x, or if we let a equal x and b equal 9.
Okay, then let's let a equal 9 and b equal x.
That sounds good. Now that we have a equals 9, b equals x, and c equals 13, we can substitute these values into our equation. 9 squared is 81, and 13 squared is 169. We subtract 81 from both sides to isolate the x squared term on the left side of our equation. Finally, we take the square root of both sides. Using a calculator to take the square root of 88, we see that x equals 9.38.
I thought when we took the square root of both sides, we got both a positive and a negative solution.
According to the square root property, you're not wrong. However, in this problem, we're finding the side length of a triangle. Can we ever have a negative length?
No, I guess we can't. So, we will only get positive answers.
Exactly. Why don't we try another example? Given the shown triangle, we want to find the side length x.
So in this case, the side length of a hypotenuse is the one that we don't know. So c is equal to x. A and b could correspond to either leg. So let's let a equal 10 and b equal 8. Now, when we substitute these values into our equation, we see that 10 squared plus 8 squared is equal to x squared. We can simplify the left side of our equation. Then we take the square root of both sides. Using a calculator, we get that x is equal to 12.81.
Good job. X equals 12.81 is our final answer.
So to find a missing side length in a right triangle, we can use the Pythagorean theorem, which states that if the legs have lengths a and b and the hypotenuse has the length of c, then a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. We can substitute our known lengths into the equation, and from there we can solve for x.
That's exactly right. Great work!